Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between rolling hills and vast forests, there was a small village named Willowbrook. The village was known for its friendly people, lush green meadows, and a river that sparkled like diamonds under the sunlight. But what made Willowbrook truly special was the legend of the enchanted necklace. The story of the enchanted necklace was passed down from generation to generation. It was said that long ago, a powerful sorceress named Isolde crafted a necklace with a single, brilliant sapphire at its center. This necklace had the power to grant one wish, but only to a person with a pure heart and noble intentions. After creating the necklace, Isolde hid it deep within the Whispering Woods, a mysterious forest just beyond the village. Many had searched for the necklace over the years, but none had ever found it. The village girl. In Willowbrook lived a young girl named Elara. She was kind, brave, and full of curiosity. Elara loved exploring the fields and forests around the village, always searching for something new and exciting. She had heard the stories of the enchanted necklace many times and often dreamed of finding it, not for herself, but to help her village, which had fallen on hard times. The crops were failing, the river was drying up, and the villagers were growing weary and sad. One evening, as Elara sat by the river, she saw a flash of light in the distance, deep within the Whispering Woods. She stood up, her heart pounding with excitement and a little fear. Could it be a sign? Could the enchanted necklace truly exist, and was it calling out to her? Determined to find out, Elara decided to venture into the Whispering Woods the next morning. She packed a small bag with food, water, and a blanket, and told her parents she was going on a little adventure. The Whispering Woods. The Whispering Woods were unlike any other forest Elara had ever seen. The trees were tall and ancient, their branches twisting together to form a thick canopy that let through only slivers of sunlight. As Elara walked deeper into the forest, she could hear soft whispers carried on the breeze, as if the trees themselves were speaking to her. The path was narrow and winding, and it soon became clear that the forest was testing her. Strange creatures with glowing eyes peeked at her from the shadows, and roots seemed to move of their own accord, trying to trip her. But Elara was not easily frightened. She kept her focus, her mind set on finding the necklace and helping her village. After what felt like hours of walking, Elara came to a clearing in the woods. In the center of the clearing was a small, sparkling pond, and above it, hanging from a branch of a lone willow tree, was the enchanted necklace. The sapphire at its center glowed with a light so bright and pure that it made Elara's heart skip a beat. As she approached the necklace, a figure appeared by the pond, a woman with long, flowing hair and eyes as deep and blue as the sapphire itself. It was the spirit of Isolde, the sorceress who had created the necklace. "Welcome, Elara," Isolde said in a voice that was as soft as the whispering trees. "You have found the enchanted necklace, but to claim it, you must first prove that your heart is pure and your intentions are noble." Elara nodded, understanding that this was a test. "I do not seek the necklace for myself," she said. "My village is suffering. The crops are failing, the river is drying up, and the people are losing hope. I wish to save them, to bring back the life and joy that once filled our home." Isolde smiled gently. "Your wish is indeed noble, but you must face 3 challenges to prove your worthiness." The 3 challenges. Isolde waved her hand, and the first challenge appeared before Elara. The clearing transformed into a field of wilting flowers, their petals dull and lifeless. "Your first challenge," Isolde said, "is to bring these flowers back to life." Elara knelt down and gently touched one of the flowers. She closed her eyes and thought about all the beauty and life that flowers bring to the world. She thought about the joy they bring to people, the food they provide to bees, and the colors they add to the earth. As she focused on these thoughts, she began to hum a soft, sweet tune, a lullaby her mother used to sing to her when she was little. Slowly, the flowers began to stir. The petals lifted, the colors brightened, and the field was soon alive with vibrant blooms. Elara smiled, feeling warmth in her heart. "Well done," Isolde said. "You have passed the first challenge." For the second challenge, the clearing transformed into a scene of the village river, but it was dry, with only cracked earth where water once flowed. Your second challenge, Isolde said, is to restore the flow of the river. Elara walked to the dry riverbed and knelt down. She thought about the river, how it was the lifeblood of her village, how it provided water for the crops, fish for food, and a place for children to play. She remembered the sound of the water rushing over rocks and the coolness of the water on a hot day. As she thought about the river's importance, she dipped her hand into the dry bed and imagined it full again. To her amazement, water began to trickle from her hand. The trickle grew into a stream, and soon, the river was flowing once more, clear and strong. The dry earth became lush and green, and the sound of the rushing water filled the air. You have done well, Isolde said. You have passed the second challenge. For the third and final challenge, the clearing transformed once more. This time, Elara was surrounded by her fellow villagers, but they were all sad, their faces lined with worry and despair. Your final challenge, Isolde said, is to restore hope to your people. Elara looked around at the sad faces and felt a deep sadness of her own. She knew how hard life had been for the villagers, how they had struggled with the failing crops and the drying river. But she also knew that hope was something that could never truly be lost, not as long as people had each other. She began to speak to the villagers, reminding them of all the good things they still had, the beauty of the village, the strength of their community, and the love they shared. She told them stories of the past, of times when they had overcome hardships and how they could do so again. She spoke of the power of hope, of believing in a better future. As she spoke, the villagers' faces began to brighten. Their eyes sparkled with renewed hope, and soon, they were smiling and hugging each other. The despair lifted, replaced by a feeling of togetherness and strength. Isolde watched with approval. You have passed the final challenge, Elara. You have proven that your heart is pure and your intentions noble. The enchanted necklace is yours. The wish. Elara took the necklace from the branch, and the sapphire glowed even brighter. She held it close to her heart and made her wish. I wish for my village to be restored, for the crops to flourish, the river to flow, and the people to live in peace and happiness once more. As soon as she made her wish, a burst of light emanated from the necklace, spreading across the forest and into the village. The trees grew taller and greener, the flowers bloomed in every color imaginable, and the river flowed with a renewed vigor. The villagers, who had felt the magic, rushed to the riverbank and saw the transformation. They cheered and celebrated, knowing that their home was saved. Elara returned to the village a hero, but she never sought fame or fortune. Instead, she continued to live her life with kindness and humility, always ready to help others. The enchanted necklace was kept safe, its magic now dormant, waiting for another with a pure heart to need it. And so, Willowbrook thrived once more, a place where hope, love, and kindness reigned, thanks to the courage and selflessness of a young girl named Elara. The end.